Welcome to Living Local with Lori.
Hi, welcome to Living Local with Lori. I'm Lori Johanneson, a top performing realtor in Naperville and the surrounding suburbs. My goal is to connect my friends, family, and clients with other local area experts. Today, I am lucky to be sitting with not only my friend, but my interior designer of my own home, Casey McCormick. I am so happy that you agreed to be a part of this series with me. I see all the time on different Facebook groups, everybody recommending their decorator, their designer, and I just want to shout from the rooftop, you're the best. But 500 comments later, you're like, I know you're the best. You're awesome. And when I met you, it was just by accident. The builder put me with you. And one of the first things that resonated with me was you said you're like a chameleon. You adapt to your client's style and taste. And I'm the same way. You have to be really good in both of our businesses, because nobody's exactly like us, and they're going to have different styles and everything. And so you're that way, and that's what makes you extra awesome. So please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing this, your background, and we'll keep going from there.
Hi, Lori. Thank you so much for asking me to do this. My name is Casey McCormick. I own my own firm, Casey McCormick Interiors. I've been doing this for about 10 years. In my previous life, I used to be a photographer, and I studied art. And so I've always used my brain that way. And I really kind of fell into design. And I remember, telling my husband, I was like, if somebody could pay me to do this, I would be like so happy. So I went back to school. I went to the Art Institute and started working about 10 years ago. And yeah. So what was the other question? I feel like
that's good. So right
okay.
now, because of COVID, there's tons of people who are now deciding to move. So the real estate market is going wild. And I'm going to guess that your business probably has significantly picked up as well. So the people who have decided not to move are probably redecorating, redesigning. Am I correct in that assumption?
Totally. Absolutely. I know it's actually crazy. I feel like when you sit around your house for so long, all the things that you've been meaning to do, or things that you realize maybe weren't as efficient, you have rooms that you haven't used, and now you're home all the time. So, luckily for me, my business, I feel like all of design has been booming. My husband owns a landscaping, company, and his company has been crazy busy, a lot of home projects, which I think is so great. I love the idea of people reinvesting in their home and the time, just for as much time as you spend there to invest in that space. I feel lucky to be able to do that.
Well, and I find, because part of my listing process is I have a stager come in and they redo the space and to make it look and feel really good for pictures. And so people can imagine themselves in it, and people always like it so much better, even though nobody really lives in a staged home, but people definitely live in a nicely decorated home. And so how much that in and of itself can just really make you feel good about where you're walking in every day. And so people are like, I don't want to wait now until I sell my home for my home to look this good again. So
Exactly. Isn't that the thing when you're like getting ready to sell your house, isn't that when you make it like so amazing?
Yes.
And people make it so amazing, and then they're like, wait, I wish I would have done this like 5 years ago.
Yeah. So, well, it's great that everybody's busy doing things that they never thought they were going to do because they got stuck in their space staring at the same walls. So what trends are you seeing right now? Any new trends that have started to emerge?
Yeah, I definitely find a lot of like light wood floors, really kind of limed wood or bleached wood cabinets, which I think is super cool. I think that's the answer to like all the white cabinets that we were seeing like 10 years ago. Now it's a little bit more really light stained wood, light painted cabinets, um, a lot of white, a ton of white. I noticed like paint colors. I think we talked about this when we did your house too, Lori. Like you don't want to walk into a room and be like, what is that paint color? You kind of want that paint color to just accentuate all the stuff that you're putting in it, which I love that. I love, it's really light and bright, but then there's also like cool, moody rooms. I love a powder room when people, do that dark or have like interesting wallpaper, and you could pack a lot of design into a powder room. So, but I would say for the most part, it's really light and bright and a lot of open, still open concepts. That's what I see.
So after living in my house for 4 years, I'm ready to get a little bit more bold, which I was too afraid to
Yeah.
do when we were originally getting my house ready. My house, it was just a big renovation, which Casey, you did an incredible job of helping me make sure everything flowed. A lot of times I walk into a house and it'll be such a mix of different designs and styles because people don't truly know how to piece together a light that they really love, which is kind of how I
Yeah.
started. And I think everybody has a style, and you really help bring that style out and put it into the home, which I think is extra wonderful. And before we started this call, our recording, we were talking about the amazing house that you helped put together on Hobson and Olson. And I was just saying, a lot of my friends are like, every time we go by, everybody points out that house is how wonderful it is. And I love to brag that you were a big part of helping the house feel the way it does. So kudos to you on that.
Oh, thank you, Lori. I actually feel super lucky to be part of that project. The homeowners are just like the literal nicest people that you could ever meet, and was so happy to be there through the whole process with them. And, it was just so cool. We had a lot of really talented, creative people involved in it, and they have really good taste. So you could think of, what I did was think of like, what is the coolest thing that I could think of? And I was like, what about this? And they were like, I love it. So, I mean, it was, for me, for my job, every single day that I would get to go work on that house, I'm like, this is like my favorite day. So, super lucky. It turned out so great. I was saying earlier, it's in the Naperville magazine this month, it's so people can kind of, see some pictures of it, but, yeah, it was a really cool project.
No, definitely will check that out because I didn't know that was there. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I like to end this with a fun fact about you. So if there's a fun fact you'd like to share, I would love to hear it.
Okay, I know. I was trying to think of a fun fact. I was basically born and raised in Naperville. I've lived here, I was like 6 months old when we moved here. So I think, when I grew up, it was cornfields in the back of my house. And now, it is what it is, which is kind of cool to be from a town like that. But, I met my husband in junior high. We've, dated since high school. So I don't know, that's fun. I don't know. We're both left-handed. We have 3 right-handed kids. I don't know what else is fun. I mean,
I didn't know 2 lefties could make a right.
Right. I was kind of waiting, and we're both like, I don't know. It's funny, having kids. They're all super different, but, yeah, it's awesome to raise them in the same town that we both grew up in, and my family's all here. So, yeah, I love being from Naperville.
Thank you so much, Casey. I appreciate it.
I love it, Lori.
I know you're super busy, which means even that much more that you're able to take time to be recorded with me today. So anybody looking for the best, absolute best interior designer, decorator, anything, Casey is your girl.
Also, remember to follow us on Instagram at Johanneson Home.